Okay, so we'll go into our last and final presentation on international students.
International students, how to prepare for studying in USA and what to expect. Attending a school in different countries is never easy and you will miss home, especially if you don't know anyone. But we ambassadors are here for this. Do you know anyone before you go to school? Language. For me, English was not my first language and it was so difficult for me, but we are trying and if you feel afraid to speak, you don't have to feel this. The persons at school will help you. And English as a main language at FAM is secure to be learned and spoken by all the students come from different backgrounds and countries, it's obvious that not all of us will be familiar with speaking English. And for this, we have the yellow classes that will teach you English. And just ask. If you don't know, just ask. And always remember the sister teachers and the rest of the students are always help to learn more about your language, about your country, and about you. Weather. For me, the weather is a little hard because in Brazil is a tropical country and it's so warm here. And most of the students, the international students, come from warm waters like me. And Connecticut is really, really different. It could be sunny one day, then cool the next day. It could be warm, then cold. You can never predict. If you are used to warm weather, winter will winter time will definitely be a chance for you. There is nothing you can really do about it, but you can be prepared and have your winter clothes ready. Another challenge is the springtime. For me, it's not, but for a lot of students, it is very warm and humid. We suggest to you bring a small fan for your room. And it's very hard to concentrate this time because whole brain it is outside.
The food. Okay, it might be that the diet in the US or at school is completely different from the diet in your specific state or country or wherever you're coming from. So like at times you might feel side effects, like you might feel constipated or you might experience bloating or different side effects. But usually the best way to deal with that is by eating a lot of foods and a lot of vegetables, drinking a lot of water, and also, like, I know Miss Tina's food is delicious, but to try to maintain your portions. Like, don't eat too much, don't dish up too much food, and also try to avoid food like with too much fat in it, or just food with too much fat. And also remember that if you experience any of these side effects, like always remember that Nurse Johnson is there to take care of you. Like she's always willing to make sure that you are fine and you're ready for school. The time. A lot of the students usually experience trouble with the time, especially like I know we all have different time zones depending on where you come from. So you might experience trouble, like you might experience trouble in falling asleep, or you might just fall asleep in class at times, or in different areas at school, like maybe during lunch you might find yourself falling asleep, or even jet lag, like at night. You like I know we go to sleep at around, I think after prayers, that's when we usually go to sleep, around 8 o'clock, after 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So some students like during their first year, they did find difficulties in sleeping. So usually, like I know with myself, I think for the first couple of weeks, I think 2 to 3 weeks, the first 2 to 3 weeks, I did find difficulties in falling asleep at night because there's a 6 hour time difference between South Africa and, I want to say Connecticut. I don't want to say the US because I know there's also different time zones in different states. So yeah, I did find difficulties, but I usually dealt with that by trying to get enough sleep, like especially now since we will be returning to school early. Like you could spend your time in quarantine just trying to adjust to the new time, to the time difference, and also trying to like get enough sleep, and drinking tea or something warm. Like for me, I don't know about the other students, but drinking tea did really help me fall asleep. Not coffee, not coffee, but tea or anything warm. Like most students know, like a lot of the students, the boarders know that I usually buy lemon because I like drinking hot water with lemon because it usually does help me fall asleep at night. And yes, yes. A family far from home. So in my previous presentation, we did speak about homesickness. So just remember that being away from home, yes, you will miss home, you will feel homesick, but just remember that we are also your family. Basically, we become your second family. You will see yourself making friends. You will see yourself just making lifelong friends. I know some of the students still talk to the former students, like the ones who are in university right now. They still interact with some of the students at school. And also like one of the students, Benna, also mentioned that during her first year, she did feel homesick. She did miss home, but she found herself making new friends. She found herself in a new home and with a new family. So, and like we said, it's not a big school, so it's quite easy to adjust. It's quite easy to know everyone. Like I'm sure everyone knows me at school. Like I know everyone. I don't want to say all the sisters, but almost all the sisters by now. So yeah. Any questions?